Well, welcome everybody. We are moving on to project number 5, where we are going to be reversing and flipping time like in the movie that we saw and checked out, which was Tenet. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. We already recorded ourselves in the studio, and now let's go ahead and create a project in Premiere Pro. And let's do this really simple, nice and easy edits and using masks and manipulating time that we can do in Premiere. Okay, so first up, if you don't see it at the bottom right here in that little PR, let's go ahead and click on the Windows key, or it might be this start button down there. You're going to type in PREMIERE, and then we should be able to see that Premiere Pro app right there. Let's go ahead and click on it. We're going to go ahead and load it up. All right, next up, we are going to go ahead and create a new project. So as soon as this happens, we're going to come right here to where it says new project, and we're going to click on this big blue button right here where I'm circling, new project. All right, so we're going to give the project name right here on the top left. We're going to name it P5, so capital P5 underscore, and then you're going to put your first name. So if your first name is John, you're going to put John, and then you're going to put underscore, and then you're going to put your last initial, which is, let's say it's begins with a D, so let's put D. So your first name right here, underscore your last initial, like that. So that is the name of our project that we're going to create right there. Perfect. Now we're going to go to our project location. So that project location, we will click on this right here where my mouse is. We're going to go down to where it says choose location. You're going to choose that location, and we're going to go over to the left-hand side of this list that we see. We're going to scroll until we see that blue cloud right there. It'll either say Polk County Schools, it'll say your name, or we'll have this little blue cloud in general, it'll say OneDrive. If we click on that cloud, we should be able to see a folder in there that has our period name, and it has our period number, our first name and our last initial. We're going to double click on that folder, or you can just click straight on here right there where it says period and your first name and your last initial. And then once we get there, we are going to click select folder. So click select folder. So now we have a name for our project as we're editing it here on Premiere Pro. We know where it's going to be saved. And now we're going to head and make a sequence name. So let's go ahead and name our sequence P5 underscore John underscore D. Exact same thing that we did for our project name. We're going to name our sequence this. There we go, P5 underscore your first name right here, and then your last initial right there. Perfect. All right. So once we get there, we're going to go ahead and create our project. Clicked on that blue button that said create. Give it a little minute here. All right. We are loading up into Premiere Pro right here. In case we do not see everything exactly the way that I see it, it's okay. Default, we're going to go up here with our mouse to where it says Window on the very top left right here. Click on Window. You're going to go to the first one that says Workspaces, and we make sure that we click on all panels just like that. Window, Workspaces, all panels. We want to see everything. We would like to see everything that we can. All right, perfect. So now we're going to go to where it says File on the very top left up here. Let's click File. Let's go down to where it says Import right there. The little keyboard shortcut is holding down Control on your keyboard and pressing I, but we're going to click Import after we click File. So File, then Import. Once we go there, inside our period and our first name, last initial that we had there, we should have the video footage. We should have that video clip. I named mine P5 underscore footage, but this should be the clip of us taking those two little paper balls that we had in the studio and tossing them to the ground. So once we know where that clip is, let's go ahead and double click it. We are now bringing our footage right here onto our timeline. We have it inside of our project panel right down here. Now we need to go ahead and drag this click and hold with your mouse and drag right here into your media. Perfect. Just like that, everyone. Awesome. So, all right, this footage right here is us basically taking those two balls and throwing them to the side. That's great. All right, we can just go ahead and drag our playhead like that. Click and drag right here, click and hold, and just drag around to see our video. All right, that's looking good. I do not need this Framio stuff right here, guys, so I'm going to click on this arrow, and I'm going to go to where it says source/no clips, and now I have pulled up my source monitor. I can also adjust this by going in the middle, make it a little bit larger, just like that. Nice. All right, that's where we were the other day. So now, once we get to this point right here, your videos will be much shorter than mine. Yours should basically pretty much start like this, and they should end like that. Very, very, very quick and simple stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to piece together and trim my videos. So I'm going to get it to where I'm basically holding them like right here. All right, so I've reached that point right now where I've done talking. I'm holding the two paper balls just like this. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and shorten. I can either cut this with the blade right here, that razor tool, or pressing C on the keyboard. I can click on that and then cut it like that. I'll press V on the keyboard again to get that selection tool, and then I will click this again. You guys can hold down Shift and then delete to ripple delete something that will shift everything that you just did and send it back here. You may not need to do that because your video will probably start off looking like this, so that's okay. For me, I'm going to trim it up a little bit more so I don't see any of myself talking like this. And then I reach a point where both the balls come to a stop and I stop with my hands right there. I want my hands to go back a little bit. So right before I close my hands and I'm done with my action. So right before I close my hands, right before I begin to close my hands, right at that moment is where I want to stop. So now I'm at this moment where my hands are just about to close after being done. I'm going to drag this right there to my video. And then, wow, I only have like a 2-second long video. Yeah, some of you might have a 3-second long video or anything that short. It's okay. Now, next up, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on my timeline. You can press the plus key that is on the very top right of your keyboard. I can zoom in a little bit. You can also use this little slider down here with these two little dots that you see. If you click and hold and drag that, you can make this easier to see all the video frames inside of it. Now I have my start right here, which is closer to your guys' video, and now I have my end. All right, so here's what we are going to be doing. Okay, guys? First of all, we don't really need this sound anymore. I'm going to right-click my video down here. I'm going to click where it says unlink. So we're going to go ahead and take that out. Now my video source right here is separate from my audio clip. So I can go down to my audio clip and highlight that and literally just press backspace or delete. Don't need that anymore. That's okay. All right, and now we're going to basically click and highlight our video on V1, and then we're going to hold down Control and then press C. So holding down Control and C copies this video clip. You can also right click and you can click copy. So we're going to copy this video clip, and pressing down on the arrow key on our keyboard, we're going to skip all the way to the end of our video. So we're going to go all the way to the end of that clip, just like that. You can skip it down there, or you can drag it further down. Now, once we reach this end, you can hold down Control and press V on your keyboard, or you can come up here to where it says Edit, guys, and you can click Paste right here. Now that's going to make a second video clip of the exact same one that you guys had in the beginning. So it's a copy. That's all right, though, because we need to layer this so that we can actually see what we're going to be cutting out as as a mask, and then we can see the regular time and the reversed time, just like in Tenet, okay? So when we do that, we're going to literally just click and hold and drag and bring our video to the top to the second level where it says V2, drag it over so it's perfectly lined up right here with V1 and V2. So we should see basically both video clips on top of each other just like that. There we go, looks good. Now we are going to create the mask, okay? So once we create this mask, here's what we're going to do, all right? This is literally a very simple, easy to do trick. We are going to just make sure that we are highlighted right here on P5 footage, which is what I had right there. It should be on V2. We're going to click and highlight this top one that's on the top. Make sure that you guys right click this. Let's go ahead and label this and make it rose, which is more red. So let's click on red right there. There we go, pink or red, and that's going to be different than the blue one. So we know that the second one is the red one or the pink one or whatever it is, and the first one below it is blue. All right, everybody. So once we've reached this point right here, now we're going to actually go ahead and create our mask. So now that we've made this clip right here on the top red, we're going to double click it. We're going to bring it over here. That is the clip that we are editing right now individually on this timeline. And now we're going to go up to where it says effect controls. If you guys do not see effect controls here, that's okay. You can click on these arrows that you see it, and then you should end up seeing an effect controls panel just like that. Once we click that, we are now going to see where we can apply and create a mask. Next part that we're going to go here from effect controls, if we're highlighted on that pink or that red clip that we see, going to go down to opacity, and now we're going to click the free draw Bezier. This free draw Bezier right here means that you guys are going to draw and create your own mask, okay? So if we click that little pen that we see right here, boom, just like that, we are now going to create our own mask number 1 right here. All right, so before we do that, let's go down here and let's click on drag on our blue playhead that we see. There we go. So as I play it out here, something tricky happened. Now, what is that? So, thing that happened that's kind of tricky is that the ball on the left right here kind of bounces over to the right and comes over to my other foot. Now, doesn't interfere with the other ball, that's okay. But what we're going to do is that I'm going to draw a mask that basically goes around and only focuses on the path of this first ball on the right side, okay? So once I get to the end of my video, that ball on the left has reached this point. So I'm literally just going to draw, like my mouse that you see right here, I'm going to draw a mask going from here down the left side of my body, coming there, not touching that ball on the left, and then stretching out and going around the frame of the video just like that, okay? So here's how we're going to do that. First, we're going to go ahead and make the first point. Let's go ahead and make it just to the right over here of that ball that we see. We're going to make that point. We're going to click with our mouse, left click there, and now we're going to click up here over towards the leg. There we go. We're going to move a little bit more towards the middle. All right, now we're going to go straight up. Now we go right here towards the belt a little bit. Now we can kind of go over to the right side. We're going to go towards your shoulder that's on your right over here. And then we're going to move a little bit more. The more still that you were, the better this is going to look, trust me. Now we're going to create another dot right up there. And now we are going to get outside of the video, all right? So how are we going to do that? You guys can come over here with your mouse and literally double click on where it says program and whatever you see right here. Now it's going to make our screen much bigger. Now we can actually edit and change things a lot faster. Going down here to the bottom left, once you make this your full screen, we will go ahead and click where it says fit, and then we're going to make it 50%. Let's go ahead and make it 50. Now we've zoomed out just a little bit more and we can actually create these points outside of our video. So next thing that we're going to do with our pen, click on this, all right, and then click over here in this corner, click over here in this corner, click over there in this corner, and then voila. Connect these two right there. We are now making our mask official, just like that. Awesome. All right, to get out of this large full screen view that we see right here, let's go back to where we see program P5 or whatever this is, program, double click on it. Now we can go back to editing. All right, but in order to adjust how this footage looks right here so I can see where it fits, we have to go back down to where it says 50% and then click on that and then select fit again. Now we can see that mask path that we created. And now we're able to see just what this actually is able to accomplish. So now, after we reach this point, next part is one of the easiest ones. Now we can come back down here. We're still highlighted on the pink video 2 layer that has our mask, where we're now going to reverse the footage for this ball right here. So all I have to come down here is this, click on the second one that is highlighted on top, right click with your mouse, then come to where it says speed and duration. Click on that right there, and then literally all you got to do is just check this box that says reverse speed. Click that right there, and then once we get to this, you can go ahead and click OK. Now we have officially reversed the speed of our mask. All right, so let's go ahead and double check it out. We can actually click and drag our playhead right here, and we can see that, okay, it's successfully started to come up just like this. Boom, wow. So we throw one ball away and we bring this one up. Uh-oh. Something looks kind of off and weird though. All right, what's going on here? Okay, so as I drag this through here, something looks weird. My hand gets kind of cut off with that mask, but if I go back as well, this random other ball pops up right here. That is what's on video 1. We need to hide this, guys, okay? So if you have an issue like this on your video, you can go ahead and double click on where it says program again. Awesome. Now we have this full screen view that we see. Now you can even see this footage a little bit clearer with this mask that we made that we're going to need to alter. So what you can do here is with this little hand that you see, you can find the points that you made for your mask, or you can add extra ones, and you can click and hold these dots and adjust them and move them just like that. Now I've officially covered where my hand pops up from the video 1 layer. Now it's just what you see in video 2. Once I've done that, I can literally just drag this blue playhead again, and everything looks mostly normal. Wow. Yeah, you wouldn't even know it. Looking pretty good there. So we throw one off to the side, it rolls over here, but then I use the force, or what it looks like it, to basically bring that ball back up, just like that. Pretty simple. All right, let's double click on program here. All right, let's go back a little bit more. So we throw this ball right here off to the side. Now get that ball coming in right there. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to adjust these clips so that both this ball that's being brought back up to your hand is in the same mid-air point as this ball that's being tossed down. So how are we going to do that, guys? So we can go ahead and come down here. Let's see, and drag with our playhead where that reaches. Right about there. So like right about that midpoint, okay? So what we can do is that we can actually come down here with our mouse, and we can shrink this pink clip by holding our mouse where it turns red now, and then we click and hold and drag, and we get to the point that starts where it's in the midpoint. So now let me drag this blue playhead again. We're going to take it back a little bit. And let's go to that midpoint on the left side. Right about there. There we go. See, on the left. So it's at that midpoint. Now what's weird is that all of a sudden my arms and the balls that you see right there just like are playing in normal time. But that's because my mask isn't here. I don't see my mask. I have to click and drag my mask all the way over here to that point where both balls are in this midpoint that you see right here. So from here, we're going to drag this pink clip that we have on top. Once it highlights in red right there with our mouse, we're going to click and hold and drag it to the beginning again, just like that. And we'll also extend this pink one out to the blue right there. And then now we are looking at the mask again. Thing is that as we're throwing this ball here to the left, we're retracting the one here onto the right. So now it's almost like I'm exchanging the two simultaneously. There we go. That's pretty cool. So now that you have that right there, perfect. All right. You are pretty much done editing. So you've created a mask, you reverse that time, you now see that you can adjust and create different shapes for your mask instead of just the one square one that we used before. And you can see different video layers that pop up, okay? So that's what we see and that's what we want our audience to see, or that's what we're editing right now, okay? So it all looks really good. Everything looked fine. Only 2 seconds long. Next thing that we're going to be doing is exporting, all right? So exporting is next. We are going to go ahead and export this, and fastest way that we can do it, guys, is that we're going over here to where it says export on the very top left of our screen. There we go. Another quick tip, in case something bad were to happen with your footage, make sure we go to File on the top left, and you can click Save if it is an option. That's okay though, it should have already automatically saved it. From here, guys, looks like we are going to export, and we're going to give this file the name that it was supposed to have, which was P5, your first name. So hypothetically, let's put John here, underscore, and then your last initial, P, just like that. Perfect. There we go. Looks good right there. P5. So this is project 5, my first name and my last initial, just like that. Location, guys, this blue letters that you see right here. Let's go ahead and click these blue letters again. And then we are back to this list that we saw earlier, which was our documents and everything on our computer. We're going to find that blue cloud that we see. You might have to scroll up. You might have to scroll down. Click on that blue cloud. And we're going to click on that folder that says period, whatever class we're in. Our first name and our last initial, double click that. Perfect. And then there should be the clip or anything else that we've exported in the past. And you can just go ahead and click save once you're highlighted in this period folder with your first name and your last initial. Now that you're there, that looks good. Once we're here, match source, that all looks fine. Entire source, this is the video that we're exporting. Looks good, sweet. Now we're going to go ahead and export. It's a very, very small video, shouldn't take that much time. Only a couple of seconds are going to pass by, and this bar is done. All right, awesome. The video was successfully exported. Let's double check that. We can go down here to our folder, this yellow folder that you see. Once you click this yellow folder, you're going to come over to that blue cloud that we just sent that video to. And we can see that folder that has our period and our first name and last initial. Let's go ahead and click that. And then it should say P5 John D, and it should say MP4 video file. We can go ahead and double click this. And then boom, right there is our video, guys. So we rewound one section of our video and we played it out normally for the other one. Next, we are going to post it onto Microsoft Stream. So following me, you're going to go either to Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, whichever browser you guys are using, and we're going to head over to Schoology. Now, when that happens, we're going to go over to Schoology. You guys need to make sure that you're in the right course. Same place that you found this tutorial. You might need to go to period 1, whichever one that you guys see here has that picture and your class. All right, in period 1, we can click that drop down where we see assignments, the drop down where we see projects, and we'll go to project number 5, the Tenet Time Warp. All right, so clicking on that right there, right here is where we started off the tutorial, and now we're going to go down to step number 2, which is posting it on Microsoft Stream. So where it says click here and it points, let's go ahead and click there. Going to our project 5 channel, we're going to either click that link right there or continue. After that, it takes us to this channel right here where we should be, okay? So first thing that we're gonna do is go to where it says select more files right here to upload. So clicking on select more files, we're going to locate our exported video that we had right here, which was in the blue cloud that we see on this list. So scroll up to this list until you see that blue cloud, click on it, and then we're gonna go to period, whatever period class that we are in with our first name and our last initial. And then we're going to find that clip that we just made, which was P5 underscore John D. All right. It was P5 underscore our first name and our last initial. Okay. You can either double click it or you can click that and then click open. All right. Now it's going to begin uploading and processing our video. Everything looks good right there. It's uploading it. It's processing it right now. You're going to go ahead and click publish, that pink button. Once it pops up for you and you click this button, you are set. You are good to go. And we are done with the project. Good job. Congratulations and awesome work.